Well, hey everybody, it's 3 p.m. and I'm here. It's time for dinner with Nanny Bubby, and I know you are gathering all together to meet me here today because today we are making a flexible recipe, a no recipe, one of those recipes that I say, look, here's a list of different ingredients and feel secure within yourself just to add what feels right to you. So in just a few minutes, I am going to, here I'm getting alerts that are crowding my screen. In just a few minutes, I'm going to come together and actually make this recipe and actually take some suggestions from all of you in terms of what type of Temecula olive oil I might put on it. Hey, Jennifer Tuttle, nice to see you. Everybody is gathering and coming along and piling in so we can all chat and have a good few minutes, 30, 40, 45, sometimes an hour, which always surprises me together. So as I was saying, in just a few minutes, I'm going to go ahead and make a flexible recipe, a recipe that starts with some core ingredients and then you take it from there. And I thought what would be really fun today is if we all got somewhat interactive and chatted it up, maybe chose if I bring out a few Temecula olive oils, which I meant to do before we hit the air but ran out of time. All of you could make a decision about what goes on what I'm making today, which is halibut fillets in parchment paper, which is my favorite way actually to cook fish. So, hey, Roseanne, nice to see you. Thanks for being here. Yeah, it sounds fun, doesn't it? So everybody just needs to kind of like get at your keyboards or get your thumbs engaged and let's try it out. So the first thing, it tells me that there's all these people here, but unless you write hi or unless you type a one or a thumbs up or, a picture of a meatloaf from your emoji or something, I cannot tell who is here. And from my end, it's kind of frustrating. And even when I click on, oh, Frank is here, I can see that he's here. I can see that Jennifer is here, but it doesn't say that Roseanne is here, which is so strange how that works. So anyway, if you're here, type a little something. There you go. Frank's here. And we will get started. So Roseanne, if you, Roseanne, yourself had not typed, that sounds like fun. I would not know that you're here. But, oh, and Cynthia's here. She's driving, so we don't want her to fall apart. By the way, Frank's always here. Yes, you are, Frank. Thank you so much. You are loyal and amazing. So what I have here are 3 halibut fillets, 8 ounces, 8, 9, 10 ounce fillets, kind of right in the middle. And the recipe or the list of suggested ingredients is, of course, kosher salt and pepper, soy sauce, which I always say substitute soy sauce. Hey, Mark Goldberg, I see you're here. Thank you for acknowledging. The coconut aminos I always use as a substitute to soy sauce. Grated ginger, which we have. I'm going to be grating it in just a minute. Into the bowl, in with the soy sauce, some sherry wine vinegar, of course. Well, not of course, and some sliced scallions. So we're going to start that out, but before I do that, the very first thing I'm going to do is grab the salt and pepper, so let me do that. And I love that the AirPods are working and everybody can hear me because I can keep talking to you while I turn to the cabinet and bring out what I might have forgotten. So I'm guessing all of you can hear me just fine. So give me a thumbs up if you can hear me, no problem, right? So we have just some lime, and I'm going to squeeze some lime on the top. Boy, this is not giving me any juice. That's pretty sad right there, that lime. There we go. Let's get this squeezed out. Boy, did you see that? Nothing came out of this thing. That was a pretty sad squeeze, I'll say. Let me see if this one is any better. I might have to get some other limes and see. Is this one? Boy, nothing coming out of these things. That is really some dried limes, I will tell you. Let's see here. Here, this one's got something coming out of it. Okay, there we go. That's a good lime. Wow, that was just like all skin and the juice had completely dried up. Yes, coconut aminos, Jennifer, taste just like soy sauce. Soy is not your favorite, but coconut aminos might be just because A, it's healthier, and I suggest that if you're not a fan of soy sauce, Jennifer, is it because your stomach hurts? Which because soy sauce has so much gluten in it, and maybe you're gluten intolerant, or do you just not like the heavy saltiness of it? So tell me what it is that you don't like about soy sauce, and then I'll be able to direct you actually as to what might be bothering you and what to do about it. Okay, done with those limes. So happy those are out of my hair. No pun intended. Roseanne said, I think coconut amino is sweeter. Maybe it's the brand. Well, this is the original coconut aminos, as you can say. It says the original. It is made from coconuts. The ingredients, let me see if I can read the ingredients on here. Actually, the ingredients are just, it's gluten-free, it's non-GMO, there's no MSG, it's vegan. Not that any of you guys care about that so much. It's organic coconut tree sap. So yes, there is a sweetness to it, and then sea salt. So all it is the organic coconut tree sap and sea salt, and it really is the best substitute. I really don't like to do soy sauce at all. Okay, Jennifer says she'll try it. You don't like the heaviness of it. You know, I have a feeling because I would never describe soy sauce as being heavy, but I know that when I eat certain things, they make me feel heavy. And I am guessing, Jennifer, that there must be something in the soy, which is, hey, Judy Woods, hey, Brenda Mills. There's something in the soy that's probably upsetting your stomach and causing you to feel heavy. That happens to me every now and then. So I'm just guessing, just trying to help you out, just a shot in the wind. Just, just see if that helps. So the next thing that we're going to do is put a little bit of salt. Kosher salt, of course, is our salt of suggestion. I've never, ever oversalted anything with kosher salt. It's amazing to me. Sometimes I think, oh my gosh, I put way too much salt on there, and it's never happened yet. So I'm running low on my fresh grinded. Look at that. There's only a little at the bottom. So it's time to throw some pepper kernels into a coffee grinder. That's what I use to grind it up. And let's see if I can just sprinkle that out, give it a little bit of, there we go. Okay, note to self, before tomorrow, make sure that I do this. Hey, Joy Gallo, thank you for acknowledging and giving a thumbs up and a hello. Nice to see you. Okay, so I am going to take the suggested coconut aminos right here. I want to put it where you can see. I'm going to place the fish off to the side for right now. Get rid of that alert on my phone. These phones are, I'm always afraid in the middle of the, oh, whoa, that was a lot. In the middle of the show that I'm going to get an alert that says I'm overdrawn and they're coming to get me or something. The IRS is coming to get, it's like you get these alerts and they're like an alert. And it's like, oh, that's all that is. It's just so funny. I make jokes about stuff like that. I'm only joking, right? Okay. And then this is sherry vinegar. So I'm going to pour a little bit more in. It's also dark, but I've literally made too much already because that soy sauce, I thought it had a sifter top on it, which would not let it pour so quickly. So it came out unexpectedly. So I needed to add a little more sherry vinegar than expected. I am going to take ginger and I'm going to grate ginger right into the bowl here. Sometimes you have to pull it out the back end once you get it all done in here. So I'm going to do that. And what else do you think? I'm asking because today is the flexible recipe. There is no real recipe. I put together a list of suggested ingredients, but what I really want to know from all of you is when it comes to the scallions, so I do have these beautiful scallions. Look at how beautiful these are. Just absolutely beautiful. The scallions and the ginger, the coconut aminos, and also the sherry vinegar. Beyond that, what would you put in here to baste and sprinkle on top of the halibut as we seal it up in parchment paper? So what are my gatherers all here today? You're all helping me to come up with a really good idea because it's really basically your taste and your ideas. So let's get you, if you were making this at home, what else would you add to this? So I'll wait just a couple minutes here as I grate this ginger. I want to grate about a tablespoon of the ginger, which is not easy, I can tell you. I have grated easier stuff than ginger. It's very, very hard. And then and it doesn't fall out the way that sliced lemon on top of the halibut. I think that's a great idea. Anybody for maybe putting garlic in here? I'm thinking the garlic would be really good with this. Anybody? Grating like a clove of garlic into the sauce. Anybody up for that? Anybody got a thumbs up? Anybody got ideas? Am I losing you? Are you thinking? Okay. So I think that's about enough ginger. And I think I will take garlic would be great. Okay, Judy, thank you. All right, garlic absolutely, says Roseanne. Mark Goldberg said he loves garlic. Okay, and so I think if you slice it and put it in each of the parchment pouches, that it's very possible that I think, and I have this opinion about sliced garlic when it's even in a pomodoro sauce or anything like that. What I really feel it does is nobody wants to take a bite and get a whole piece of garlic in their mouth or even a whole slice. So I like to grate it or dice it. So, okay, I think we moved on from the garlic, and now Cynthia is saying about orange juice or the blood orange olive oil from Temecula Olive Oil Company. And you know, it's so funny that you should say that, um, Cynthia, because I myself, when I was thinking about what olive oils I might pull out to put in this, the fresh blood orange was actually one of them. So I think I'm going to go to a different zester for the garlic. I'm going to go to the micro zester, the microplane, because I think the microplane is actually easier to grate garlic on. So let's see how this works. That fell in. Yeah, this is less, it's going to ruin my nails kind of a feeling. So I might have to stop. Let's see. Wow. This piece, well, you know what's happened is that the clove itself, it just kind of split. So let me just throw that out. Let me grab another clove. And I guess maybe I would need to do, hey, Lisa, good to have you here. Lisa, Roseanne was trying to reach you today. Did you get her message? Would you just type yes or no? Lisa invited several people to our gather group. So that group is just growing by leaps and bounds. So thank you so much, Lisa. And hickory smoked olive oil, that's a good one. On fish, though, do you like that on fish? I'll tell you, I tossed that on broccoli yesterday. Minced garlic cloves, and that seems to work out pretty. Yeah, I know. I usually always mince them, you know, by hand or in the food processor, but I'm not loving my food processor these days as well, you know. But there, this is a whole clove, and this is zesting very nicely. So there we go. Okay, it goes down to where your fingers are protected. Just a little bit more. There you go. Okay, I'm happy with that. And out the end it goes. Okay, so jalapeno, I thought also jalapeno olive oil, fresh blood orange. I mean, honestly, we could do a little bit of both. You like the fresh basil olive oil on fish? Okay. Well, I don't know. So let's make some votes and let's see where we end up. Somebody has to count the votes for me because I'm not going to be able to do it. Let me whisk this up. So all in favor, well, I don't know. Can we mix it? I'm wondering if we can mix it. Can we mix a few of these olive oils? So let me go grab them. We've got fresh basil. We've got, here, let me get this one piece of skin out of there. Okay, I'm going to go grab them. You will not see me, but you will be able to hear me because I have my ear pods on. Okay, so we've got the fresh blood orange, got it. We've got fresh grapefruit. We've got hickory smoked was a suggestion. I came up with jalapeno. And where is the basil and the fresh basil? Okay, guys, here I come. Did I miss any? You guys all heard me, right? You guys could all hear me. So Roseanne said, or a combination of fresh basil and blood orange. That sounds fantastic. Basil on anything. Well, I could do that too, Cynthia. I can do that too. Okay, let me wash my hands from all that. So here's the other question, since this is a experimental, just free form flexible recipe. Try saying that 3 times twice. Let me ask you, do you see taking the oils, combining them, and then brushing them with a baster on the fish? Or do you see taking these oils and putting them into the soy sauce or the coconut aminos and the sherry vinegar with the garlic and the ginger? Okay, so I'm waiting for that. Okay, Jennifer says blood orange. Like the idea of the blood orange and basil. So what are we doing with it? Are we going to brush it on, or are we going to pour it into the liquid? Let's see. Or even fresh basil and the fresh lemon. Well, we left lemon behind, Roseanne. So what we've got here is the jalapeno. We've got the basil. We've got the blood orange, and we have the hickory smoked. So this seems like it's only getting 1 vote from Frank. So Frank, you gotta jump in here to the basil and the blood orange, which I think is where we're. Well, no, the coconut aminos, Judy, is the soy sauce. That is the soy sauce. So you could either use coconut aminos or you can use the soy sauce. Okay, so are you guys with me? Are we putting the oil directly onto the fish, or are we putting the oil into the bowl? Let me see what you guys are all saying. Okay, basil and blood orange. Okay, basil and blood orange. Everybody's voting. It seems like there's lots of votes for the basil and blood orange, which I think is amazing. But I'm just waiting to see how many people think we should put it in the sauce and baste it on, or how many of you think that we should just put it directly onto the fish and then put the sauce. Okay, directly on the fish from Lisa. Blood orange and added into the mixture. Oh, okay, 1 for 1 there. Okay, I need someone to break this tie. I need several. Okay, Brenda's on the fish. That's 2 for the fish, 1 for the mixture. Who else? Judy, Frank. Who else is here? Jennifer. Jennifer in the sauce. I lost count. Somebody tell me where we are. On the fish. That's 4 for on the fish and 2 for in the sauce. On the fish. Okay. I think on the fish on the fish has it. So let's move to that. All right. So we've got a little bit. I think I'm going to drizzle them together just to make sure that they're even. I like this. This is a great thing to do. I like having you guys come up with these ideas. This is amazing. Okay, so here's the fresh basil. I'm going to drizzle. Let's see. Lisa says, yay on the fish wins. It's so good to be a winner. Okay, so I'm drizzling because we don't really need too much. We've got the fresh blood orange. We're going to drizzle that right in here. Oh my gosh. I wish you were here. I'm going to just hold this up to my nose. Oh, you can smell the basil. You can almost taste the blood orange. It's just right. The aromatics are just like seeping in to my pores. You would absolutely love it. Okay, and Brenda says sometimes I put fresh kale or spinach underneath the fish too, because it soaks up some of the sauce. Well, that's a really good idea. But in this case, we're putting it into a parchment pocket, and actually fresh kale underneath might be really beautiful when you open that up, because Judy says she tastes it, because you slice that parchment, all the steam comes up and hits you in the face, and it's quite great. The problem with having too many flavors of olive oil is like deciding which outfit to wear that day, or too much jewelry, right? Or smelling perfume. I know. I'm sitting here looking at 4 bottles of olive oil, and I've got 6 more different flavors in there. And every day I'm like, what do I use? But to Frank, do not let Frank be left out since he's almost, well, Mark is here. So we have 2 men here today. But, I put hickory smoked olive oil last night on roasted broccoli on the grill, and oh my God, it was just absolutely heavenly. Okay, so anybody, okay, Judy says she tastes it. Okay, let's just paint it right on. You guys can see me, right? I don't want you to miss a minute of this. Go. So we're going to paint it on like this. We're going to make sure that we use every last drop of it. Here we go. It's so funny because now remember this had lime juice on it first, which actually the acid sort of started to cook the fish. Then we put the salt and pepper on it. There we go. Now, a lot of times what I will do is literally just coat the back side of it. I hate to turn it over because I feel like in the turning over, what happens is that you lose all the seasoning you just put on the top. And I don't want to add any more salt to turn it over and salt the back because the coconut aminos is very salty. Okay, so there's that. Now, what we're going to do, I need to rinse this. Let me rinse this because we're going to use an egg wash to seal, and the olive oil on the baster will keep the egg wash from sealing the parchment. All right, so let me show you what we're going to do next. First, I'm going to take these scallions. Now, I also have, I think honestly, we're going to end up with too much on this. Hey, Tawny, how are you? Thank you for being here. This is the rose harissa that I made just a couple weeks ago with the rose in it and the harissa oil. And we made this. It was a yotam ottolenghi recipe. And I really felt like this would go beautiful, maybe either as a dipping sauce on the side, or and using the rose petals. Look at that, it's just beautiful. So, and this is the chili, you can smell that. And I was going to paint some of this onto the fish. It's very spicy, but when we've got now all these beautiful other aromatics, I'm not feeling the harissa anymore. I feel like it would be great on the side as maybe a little bit of a dipping sauce for the fish, but honestly, I'm going to put away the rose harissa and we're going to do that later. How's that? Because originally, like I said, I was just pulling all kinds of things, and it no longer fits. And that's what flexible recipes are all about. You've got to feel your intuition, feel your instincts, and get yourself to where you need to go by knowing when, I don't think that works anymore. And of course, I was originally going to use the jalapeno olive oil. And so that's when I thought of the harissa. But now that we changed the basil and the blood orange, I think we're in good shape. With the ginger, just think about the blood orange and the ginger with a little bit of basil. It's just fantastic. So what I'm going to do is take these beautiful scallions. I mean, tell me these are not gorgeous. Look how big they are. They're just absolutely fantastic. And these I got at Whole Foods today. By the way, I really want to say, I know none of you know my buddy over there his name is Fernando, and he is the produce manager. I talk about him all the time. I met Fernando about 5 or 6 years ago when he became the produce manager of Whole Foods, and he always helps me, and he is so concerned about his customers. I mean, he goes, if I walk up to anybody and it's produce, anybody working, and say, hey, I don't see any dill today. Did any come in? He goes, no. They always say no, because they don't want to stop putting their stuff away. Leave what they're doing and go in the back and look for the dill that came in today. But if you say to Fernando, hey, Fernando, I'm not seeing any dill, he runs back and he always gets it. He finds it always. And the other thing that happened, there was something I absolutely needed for a recipe. I did not want to leave and have to run to Sprouts to go get it or Trader Joe's. And I go, oh, Fernando, I don't know what I'm going to do. I just need just a small amount for this recipe, but I really, really need it. He goes, oh, I just had an idea. And he ran to the deli department where they use that particular thing in making their sandwiches. And sure enough, I don't remember what it was now, but sure enough, the deli department had it, and he brought it up and he gave it to me. He goes, go to the front. He put it in a bag for me. He says, go to the front and tell them I said not to charge you for this. So I said, okay, Fernando, thank you. So today I said, Fernando, it's so good to see you. I wish I had time to talk to you, but I can't talk to you today. I'm too busy. I got to get out of here. And he goes, okay, well, we went over to the fish department and I rang the buzzer of the fish department and nobody came out. And so, because I'm the most patient and loving human being you've ever met, I rang the buzzer again. And Fernando came running over. He goes, I'm going to run back there and grab them for you. And it wasn't just me. There was other people who were in front of me actually waiting. Anyway, he is that store to me. I wish he could hear this. But anyway, I said when I left, I said, Fernando, I want to tell you something. I said, if everyone who worked in this store gave as good a customer service as you do to the customers, this store would literally net another extra $1 million to the bottom line every year or more, or every month. I don't know how much they make. But anyway, isn't it great? Don't you all agree that it is great to shop where you can feel that they care about your experience and what you're looking for? And like I kind of want them to be like Bobby McGee's. I don't know if any of you know Bobby McGee's or remember it, but when I was in college, I worked as a cocktail waitress in Bobby McGee's in Scottsdale. And we were trained to dress up, and everybody wore a different costume, and to have fun, and to always really watch the customer and to know what the customer wanted before they ever had to ask for it. And so because I was trained that way when I was very young, I love that kind of service. Anyway, shout out to Fernando. If you're ever in Whole Foods on West Charleston, ask for Fernando and tell him that Marla, because he doesn't really know me as Nanny Bubby, just tell him that Marla said he is the best produce manager in all the world and he gives the best customer service. That will probably crack him up. Okay. All right. So I chopped these scallions. Lisa said you should tell that good story directly to the Whole Foods store manager. That is a great idea. But unfortunately, I don't even know who the Whole Foods store manager is because they kind of sit in that back office. But I may find out who that is. You're right, Lisa. I can do that. I will absolutely go do that. I love that. It's a great idea, right? He deserves that. I should have written a letter years ago. So let me tell you, I'm just going to tell you this really quickly since all of you stay tuned and it seems like we're all having so much fun today, but I have the cutest story to tell you. So I love Thanksgiving. It is my favorite holiday of the year. I love Thanksgiving. From the minute Labor Day leaves, I am decorating for Thanksgiving. I love Thanksgiving because it's my earliest memory of our family coming in from Chicago or California. Everybody cooked together in the kitchen, and I love that holiday so much. And so Whole Foods years ago used to have these like 200-pound pumpkins at the store, when you walked into the store, it was right by the front door. And they always take them away by Thanksgiving. So the minute Halloween was over, they took away that big pumpkin. So 2 days before Thanksgiving, I saw Fernando, who I did not know. I know Judy, mine too. And I saw Fernando, who I'd recognized just a couple times. I really didn't know him. And I said, hey, I have a question. What are you going to do with that big pumpkin after Halloween? And he says, we're going to throw it away. We wait maybe 5 days after Halloween and then we're going to throw it away. And I said, listen, can I buy it? I love Thanksgiving so much and I just really want to bring that pumpkin home and put it in my house for Thanksgiving. And he said, sure, come back in 5 days. I'll give it to you. So I go back in 5 days and he saved it for me. And he literally had to get 4 people to lift it up and put it in the back end of my SUV. And so they put it in, and I get home and I think to myself, oh, the one thing Tom hates is doing anything manual labor, Russell too. And I'm thinking to myself, oh my God, these guys are going to have to lift this pumpkin out of my car. So up drives, I'm not sure why, but up drives my son-in-law at that moment. So I go, oh my God, this is great. Connor, Tom, Russell, I need you guys to help me carry this pumpkin in. So they're like, I mean, how big could a pumpkin be? So they all come downstairs and I raise up the back end of the car and they look at this 200-pound pumpkin, a pumpkin the size of the dining table. And they look at me and they were just fierce. They go, where do you want this thing? I go, oh, I want it right inside the front door. I mean, so they carry it in. They were so mad at me. So now Thanksgiving is over. It's time to get rid of it. And I need to figure out what I'm going to be doing with this pumpkin. And so I say to Tom and Russell, I go, listen, I go, we can't put this pumpkin in the garbage can. It doesn't fit. If we put it outside on the street, the garbage man isn't going to take it. And they said, well, what do you want? I go, well, you need to carry this pumpkin back and put it in my car. Because I'd asked Fernando, could I bring it back to him and would he throw it away for me? So I go, Fernando, my family is going to kill me. So anyway, just as they go into the house with, looking at me with those cross eyes and smacking their lips, they go into the house and who drives up? My son-in-law out of nowhere. I go, oh, Connor, oh my God. And he was with a buddy too, which was even better. I go, oh my God, this is great. I go, listen, they're carrying the pumpkin back to put it in my car. Connor literally almost jumped in his car and left. So needless to say, I brought it back to Fernando. I go, Fernando, he goes, drive it around to the back. He brings two guys out with him. With no problem, they lift that thing up, take it out of the back of my car and dump it into where they put their, whatever disposable food they put away. And I always said to Fernando, go, Fernando, if my family ever comes in here asking for you, do not tell them that you are you, because I can never bring a pumpkin like that home ever again. Like, I am in so much trouble. And so they continued carrying those pumpkins for a few years after that. And every year, that's how Fernando and I actually got to know each other. And every year he would tease me and he'd say, so you want me to save this pumpkin for you, Marla? I'm like, no, do not save that pumpkin for me. I will be homeless. My family will evict me if I bring that pumpkin home this year. So that was the end of that. I'm glad you're laughing. I think about it all the time. And every once in a while on Halloween, I see Fernando and I go, oh, Fernando, I'm so glad you don't carry those big pumpkins anymore. All right. Well, that's my story for today. I hope you're all laughing. Hey, Brenda Kramer. Yeah, do go in there and ask. And if they say he's in the back, because he is the manager, so he spends a lot of time in the back, but he must have a couple guys out on vacation because he's been out on the floor this week. Just ask for him and they'll get him and they'll bring him out and he'll be so happy to meet you and see you. And you can tell him I was talking about him on my show. So you guys go do that. That would be so great. Thank you so much. Okay. You can tell him I told the pumpkin story. He'll get the biggest kick out of that. All right. So the next thing we're going to do is we are going to take this fillet, this beautiful fish fillet. Let me tip this. Too funny. I know it is. There we go. All right. I think Lisa, if she's still hanging in there listening, she remembers that pumpkin because she was here then. Okay. So I'm going to sprinkle, and I shouldn't have sprinkled the scallions on yet, because what about this beautiful sauce we made? So let me grab, hold on. I'm going to have to work around it. I got too carried away with this. Hold on here. There we go. Okay, so here is the sauce, and I'm just going to sprinkle it just over the top, just a little bit like that. So I'm just kind of working around the accidental placement of the scallions and getting this just drizzled on top. I made way too much sauce. I'll put a few more scallions because I'm only making 3 of these right on top. And now let me get this cup just really quickly because I put the oil in it and I don't want to put oil. I don't want to put the eggs in there as an egg wash. So hold on just a minute. I think I need another baster because I don't want any oil because the oil will keep the parchment paper from sticking. Okay, so here's the egg. Now the way that you make egg wash, how many of you are familiar with egg wash? Anybody? I'm putting a tablespoon of water into the egg wash and then I'm just going to whisk it up. Okay. There we go. And what we're going to do is we folded this in half so there is a crease so we know exactly where it's going. We're going to take our pastry brush and we're going to just base the egg wash right on the edge, both top and bottom. Oh, it smells so good. It smells so good. There we go. Just, can you guys all see that? Okay. Then we're going to fold it on the crease that I've already made and just put these ends together, and the egg wash seals like glue. It just absolutely seals it like glue. And then what you want to do is you want to fold, and you kind of just like fold it on top of itself. So you just kind of keep folding it's almost like folding 2 or 3 times on top of itself. I'm going to put just a little bit more here just to help the fold as we go around. And there we go. Now, you don't want to cut slits. Just roll that out. You don't want to cut slits in this because the way that this fish cooks, we're going to cook it like at 425 for about 12 to 15 minutes. And it is halibut. And the way that it works is that it actually helps to steam the fish in the parchment, which I love. Doesn't brown it if you're looking for a brown fish, and then you're going to tuck this bottom right underneath. Can you guys see that? Okay. So I have to tell you guys, today I posted a reel of the eggplant that we made together on Monday, I think it was. And we posted it. We took the video of me doing that, and we played the video backwards. And I posted the reel on Instagram, and it got almost 2,000 views in the first hour that we put it up. So if you guys are on Instagram, you guys can go onto the Nanny Bubby page there and look at it. It's really fun, and you guys are all here to see it go forward. So there we go. We're going to take it, put it right on the platter, on the sheet pan, lined with parchment paper, more parchment paper. So here we go again. We're going to take this and fold it. This time I'm going to remember to put the sauce on first. Here we go. Okay, so here comes the fish. Here comes, it's really nice because the garlic and the ginger is kind of stuck to the pastry, but oh, it smells so good. So delish. Okay, now we're going to take the scallions, just crumble them right on top, maybe a little more because I have more than I thought. Okay, and now let's take this, grab the egg wash, go to the edges, just right around the edge like this. That's it. Okay, then let's fold it. Okay, not seeing amazing tip. I'm not sure what the tip was. I don't remember what the tip was, Judy. Judy, I always there's something always lost in translation with me. I don't remember what tip I gave, but anyway, you'll type it for me and then I'll remember. Thank you, because if it's a good tip, I will want to do it again. All right. So what's happening is the edges are not sticking well, and that's because there were too many scallions that were on the top, so there's too much of a bubble there. So I there we go, push them back out, and then here we go. I'm gonna put it back together and keep folding. The egg wash is absolutely the key to this sticking together. Once that egg wash dries, as you know, it's like, you know, if you, yeah, the egg wash like Judy. If someone egged your car when you were a teenager and you didn't wash it off right away, it hardens and it literally would take the paint off. And so basically, whatever the chemical makeup is of the egg, yolk and the white, that it just does such a good job. And then when you take the last piece and you just tuck it under like that, it keeps the whole thing from unraveling. Even though it unravels just a little bit. Those edges actually stay glued together. Okay, we're going to do one more. So I pre-make these during Christmas because we always have a huge, hey, Susie Foreman, thanks for being here. We have a huge Christmas Eve, and I make these fish pockets the morning of Christmas Eve so that really everything, and also we want to eat lighter by the time Christmas night rolls around, because Christmas Eve we just have eaten so much that, nobody's in the mood for eating. So I always make these fish pockets, put them in the refrigerator, they keep, and then the next day we make them. Okay. That way you're not doing too much work on Christmas Day. Okay. All right, I forgot to fold that. There we go. Put that little crease in. Okay, there's the fish. Here's the sauce. There we go. Oh my gosh, you guys. I am definitely going to take a video of this and post it. And it should be a video, because you'll see when I burst it open, you're going to see, I mean, unless the video doesn't work out, then I won't post the video, but you will see that the steam just starts rolling out of it, and all the aromatics and everything just start coming out. So it's absolutely fantastic. Okay, there we go. And we're going to fold this over. The egg wash is there, starting to dry a little. Perfect. Here we go. And we're going to fold it. Hey, everybody. My boys just walked in the door. They went to go get a haircut. So my boys did not include Biggie, who for some reason did not come and beg today during the show. I'm not sure why. Okay, there we go. There we go. Okay, almost there. Almost there. Spent a lot of time telling stories today. Arlene Wiesner is here. Hey, Arlene, so nice to see you. I love it when all of you come. I'm so happy, Tani, that you're starting to join us. Right now, you must have some time off, or so it's good to have you back as a regular, at least just for these last couple days. Always so happy to see you when you're here. And Arlene, same goes for you. So there we go. And Susie, too. And there we go. There's another little pocket. I'm going to scatter these. So I'm going to stick these into the freezer, not the freezer. We have to talk about my freezer. I'm going to stick these into the oven, and at 425 for 12 to 15 minutes, and I'm going to have steamed halibut. It's going to be great. And until I stick them into the oven, I'm going to stick them into the refrigerator to keep them cool. And also that will harden the egg wash. So let me talk to you about my freezer. I just noticed that water was dripping out the bottom of my freezer, and I opened up the door and looked, and there was just like, I can't even explain it. It was like something maybe kept the refrigerator door from closing or something, and it was all like defrosted, like ice was going down the side. So I'm going to have to keep an eye on that and make sure that tomorrow I show up here and not be suddenly having to unload my entire freezer and stick everything in the outdoor freezer, which is this big compared to that. So anyway, if anybody has any suggestions, let me know about that. Well, that's it for today. I'm going to make a big salad to go with this, which I'm excited to do. And I will post pictures in Gather, as you know, and on Facebook, because my pictures on Facebook always get so many likes, and it's good for that. Tomorrow morning tomorrow morning, or maybe tomorrow afternoon, I am meeting Colette Brown, and we're doing an Instagram Live and a Facebook Live on her page, Wellness by Colette. And so if you join us then, and if not, I will be here at 3 o'clock tomorrow. Tomorrow, I am making a spicy plum salad. I'm so excited about this because I love stone fruit this time of year. And this salad made with arugula and jalapeno got that right, I'm really excited to make. And also next week, Frank will be here on Wednesday. Harmony will be here on Thursday. With Harmony, we're making a sushi salad and a sushi bowl. And I love her technique. So I'm so excited to be cooking with my daughter. And on Tuesday, somebody else is here. I can't remember who right now off the top of my, oh, no, Nope. Lindsay is coming the following week. I don't remember who's coming Tuesday, but I know it's somebody. And then on Friday, I think we've got Flo Vinger back, and we're going to be making some Ving vodka. So that will be so fun. So that's it for today, everybody. Thank you for all your suggestions. I will literally let you know how everything turns out, and love you so much. And so remember, everybody, on the count of three, 1, 2, 3, go out and spread love like butter. Bye, everybody. Thanks for being here.